Dear Diary, may the energy from this week bring many blessings to the weeks coming after. Welcome back to another week of my audio and visual creative diary. And do I have a vibe for you? We started and ended this week on a high note, but we started with Layla's parent-teacher conferences, which we were so proud of her. She's on honor roll, and she's just overall been killing middle school. Like I said, honor roll, has good study habits, loves school. She's a student athlete. Like she's just all around been killing it, and I don't know, it just makes it really easy to spoil her. Going into the next set of marking periods or grades, her dad challenged her with presenting 3 goals that she wanted to achieve for the next marking period. And one of them is she wants to speak up more, be more confident in class, speak up, but just overall in life. That's including on the basketball court and her personal life and all. And like I said, like I could not be more proud of her. Like she's just been showing that she's putting in the effort to achieve these goals. But there is something on the table for her to look forward to. Can't forget that. Her dad promised her a shopping spree, which she is her mama's daughter. So she said, "Oh, I'm going to the expensive stores." And Maurice like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa. I got to put a limit on this." And she was like, you did not put that limit on it before we made this bet." And all limitations and restrictions need to be presented at the start of a bet. Those are the rules. It's really been a pleasure to watch her step up to the plate and to take up more space. And taking up more space is more important than ever in this current political climate. And speaking of this current political climate, Maurice and I planned a blackout date on the economic blackout on the last day of February, where we planned a mini Black business tour throughout Philadelphia. Well, not really throughout, mainly Mount Airy and between like the tip of North Philly before we go pick up Layla. So y'all know I had to prepare to be cute. And this wig that I had my girlfriend, one of my best girls, make me, like it has to be like 4 or 5 years ago now. This wig I had her make me is like, it was rusty, dusty, but it has been haunting my dreams to maintenance it and update it and get it cleansed and cute. The wig I bought recently that I was trying to force to be a honey blonde, that was supposed to replace having to update and maintenance this wig. But since that one didn't work out, and honestly, I wasn't really feeling the texture. The texture of that wig was a little too fine for me. And this wig is made out of that kinky yaki that I got from a black-owned company, a black-owned brand, like years ago. And it mimics my hairstyle, not hairstyle, but hair texture. So I really love this wig. It is my favorite wig by far. Just not have had the time to sit down and get it washed up and get it cleaned up, but I'm glad I did, because the hairstyle that was like haunting my dreams, it's like a vintagey undercurl with a little cute side swoop, really giving those 40s 50s vibes, but a little longer in length and honey blonde. And honestly, as I watch all of this back and as I reflect on all of this, it would have been much easier just to maintenance this wig instead of buying that other one, updating that, trimming it up, trying to dye it 3 or 4 times, being frustrated. It would have just been a lot easier, and I would have saved money. I would have saved money if I would have just updated and maintenance this wig. The thing I really love about the texture of this wig is it's nice and full and thick, so it gives that vintagey blowout vibe. I love it so much. For the fit, I was going for a vintagey sports enthusiast kind of cutesy girly. Like I want to show some leg, but also I'm into the oversized top. But also I'm only wearing this with boots. Well, I'm not only wearing it with boots. I had shirts on or a skirt on. You get what I'm saying? It's the illusion. It's the illusion. For our first stop, we stopped at a black-owned grocery store, the Grocery Outlet. They have a couple of locations in Philly. We went to the one in Mount Airy. And we went to go grab some things for dinner and some coffee grounds so we can have some coffee later. And then our second stop, which actually turned out to be my favorite stop, was Souk Vinyl and Vintage. And as you can see, it's just a small vinyl record store, but they also sell cassette tapes. They sell like all of these vintagey items. They have merch, they have magazines, vintage magazines. When I tell you the experience felt so warm and comfortable, not only because it just felt like you was walking into your cousin's home, but also the owner was just so knowledgeable and helpful and welcoming. And we even, like, you'll see later in the vibe, in the audio diary, we followed him to another flea market because he just had this like warm, welcoming soul and just immediately felt like family. Dear Diary, so of course Maurice and I left too late, and we had the breakfast boutique on our lineup, but we left the house too late. They were closed, so we had to go get food elsewhere. We stopped at Uncle Bobby's, and by the time we got to Uncle Bobby's, they were about to close soon, so they didn't have any food out. So we ended up just getting coffee, and then we put in an order at this black-owned hoagie shop on the 2800 block of Girard Avenue, and we got a chicken Caesar salad hoagie. When I tell you, when I tell you, bomb, okay? When we ordered online, we ordered 2 pieces of sweet potato pie, but when we got there, they were sold out, and I just noticed, that sweet potato pie is bomb. I just know it. I just know it. Because we got the pound cake, and let me tell you, the pound cake is worth it, honey. It's so worth it. And I just will be back at All Day Hoagies. That's the name, All Day Hoagies. Just period. I mean, the vibe was, it was booked and busy. They were packed out, line out the door. We ordered online, and then they got our stuff left back out. But I said, listen, you've got a client out of me. That hoagie was delicious. When I went to a thrift shop across the street last year, the owner had mentioned that an influencer had stopped by, and it's half a hoagie shop and half an ice cream shop. Genius, right? So when an influencer stopped by, it kind of blew it up, and like it's been like nonstop clientele ever since. And I said, period. I love that for them. They deserve. Dear Diary, I have been craving cooking more skillfully. And what I mean by that is I wanted to make some more cutesy, luxury looking and feeling dishes. So we stopped by the market, and I kind of looked around to see what was out, what I got inspired by. And I ran up on these duck breasts, which were the same price as chicken for that poundage. And I was like, excuse me, absolutely yes. And I scored that duck up, threw it in my cast iron. And when I tell you, I think I would pay a good $45, $50 for this in a restaurant and not be upset. Not be upset. I did the duck breast and jerk seasoning with some mashed potatoes creamy, green beans, and some roasted sweet onions. And when I tell you it was perfect, it was perfect. Dear Diary, as I said earlier, we ended this week on a high note. Layla tried out for the Philadelphia Belles, which is the oldest running girls AAU team in Philadelphia or in the region. And of course she made it. Her and her sister Sam, who are our 2 top players on our girls team, our middle school division girls team. And they tried out together, and people were loving them and were loving them together individually. I mean, they were bomb. Even when they were trying out, they had them against each other. And of course, they both showed out. They showed each other no mercy, and I love that for them. One of the coaches came up to Reese afterwards and was just saying how much he's excited to work with Layla, and he definitely wants her on the team, and how he's willing to jump in and be an asset in development, but he's also acknowledging how skilled she is already. Like, he's just really excited to have her there. And I'm certainly excited to see what's to come with the Belles. Like, it gives her way more exposure. This is considered her first sponsorship because the Belles are on the Puma circuit, so she'll have all Puma gear, sneakers, and such. And this is just the start. I mean, we've already been through the start. She started out with BWP, but this is just another start to just her great legacy in basketball. Dear Diary, didn't I tell you that this was a good vibey week? And I'm about to head into another one. This coming week is a lot like the last one, where I have a lot of time to really push things forward. And Dear Diary, I pushed things forward last week. I pumped out a presentation for my vintage store. Won't go into too much detail here, but I pushed that thing forward. I'm so proud of where I am in that process, because before I would have thought about it as, I don't have all the resources I need right now to get this started, and kind of halt. But right now I'm moving the needle wherever I can, just to say that I'm working towards it. Kyrie, I think that I want to spend some time next week impacting my space. I want to update my bedroom. I want it to be a little bit more vibey, a little bit more sexy, a little bit more inspirational. I think I'm going to spend some time next week and planning some things out and getting that thing pushed forward. And diary, if I have to leave you with one thing from this week, it will be dogs are going to eat, and I am the biggest of the dogs. Wolf.